Welcome to Perspectives in Sustainability. I just want to go through a little bit about what this course is going to be about, what sustainability is, so that you can have a better understanding and a better foundation. There's some great readings, there's some great lectures, so please take a look at that. But I just wanted to introduce the topic a little bit. I also do want to point out this might be a very sensitive topic for a lot of people. So if you do have any concerns or if there is something that bothers you, please do reach out right away. I'm here to help and help you understand how this is an important topic for all of us. So the most important thing is what is sustainability? If you look at sustainability, just the word, it basically means continuing indefinitely. And that is why it applies to many things when we talk about nature. So it can be how to make sure that we have clean water indefinitely, how we have enough food to feed all the people we have indefinitely, how we can make sure that we can do things like have good water and good food and make sure that we're not ruining things for our next generation. Actually, one of the companies that I love is a company called Seventh Generation, and their entire idea of Seventh Generation, and in fact, the meaning behind the name is that in their culture, they actually believe that every decision you make, you need to think in terms of how it's going to affect their society 7 generations down the road. And I think if we all started looking at something like that, then we should start seeing there'd be a better world. That also kind of brings in what you can do every day. And we're going to talk about this a little bit as we go along because there are a lot of things you can do. So let's look at how we change, how we grow. Now, if you look at your lecture notes, it talks about sustainability, looking at a little Venn diagram of three primary things all coming together. Your text describes it as environment, social justice, and business. Other texts will look at that as ecology, equity, and economy, and how they all work together. And you have to find some middle ground to make that all work. So that means we're looking to save the earth. That is true. We want to save the planet for very good reasons, but we're not going to do it if that means that we all go bankrupt. So we have to look at that economy as well. And we also have to make sure that it's equal for all people. And that's where social justice comes in. And we're going to talk a lot about social justice here and how this is a very important issue for all of us. This even leads into what we look at the United Nations, where they started talking about what is the sustainable goals for the UN. And I want you to take a careful look at each one of those. It's not just about saving the environment, which many people think of sustainability as being, but it's about making sure that poverty is helped, that people have food and access to clean water and access to clean resources that they actually need. That's why we really have to see the importance. One of my favorite comedians of all time, George Carlin, even said when he was a little angry one day, and he went, "Go save the planet. We don't have to save the planet. The planet's fine. The planet's going to be here a long time after we're gone, and we need to kind of take a look at that when we're talking about saving the planet and we're talking about sustainability. We're not just saving it to save the planet." We're saving it to save ourselves. And as I talk, I realize you can see my refrigerator behind me, but you're going to find this. And I promise I didn't actually intentionally do this, but it's a sticker from one of my sustainability courses. And if you look at it, I just thought it was pretty nasty. A friendly reminder: if I die, I'm taking you all with me. Now, obviously, there's probably a little bit better messages, but it's a pretty good point. That's why we actually have to really start looking at the earth and how important it is. Now, I also want to see why this is important to you. Some of you may say it isn't important. You don't care about sustainability. You're taking this class because they made you. But I hope by the end you're going to say, you know what? This is an important class for all of us, that all of us can gain something out of it. Now, I do want you to make sure that you take a look at those readings and those videos. Those will give you a little bit more understanding as well. But then I want you to kind of look at what interests you. Now, I already mentioned that when we talk about sustainability, it has these two different areas. Are you looking because you care about the environment? Do you want to save endangered animals? Do you want to save endangered species? Are you a nature lover? And that's really what's driving you here. Or are you looking more at the social justice issues? Are we looking at the fact that some communities have higher incidences of pollution than others, and that is unfairly distributed based on socioeconomic factors, by racial factors, by cultural factors? And how do we actually make sure that everybody has access to that clean environment that they need? Or are you going the business angle? And I'm not going to have any problem with that either, of saying you want to learn more about sustainability because you hear that's where the money is going, that's where the market is. That's also a very good way. If we look back at Earth Day, we've had an Earth Day that celebrated the Earth for a long time. And when the Earth Day events really got popular, it's when the tree huggers actually said, you know what, let's take a look at the business people and see how we can all work together. So I'm all for that, as long as we can all work together for that same goal. Now, I do want to hear more about you. You've learned about me in my introduction and in this. So I really look forward to learning about you and maybe even have you guys do some video discussions. That would be fun. But get into the discussion and tell me what interests you about sustainability. Tell me also about yourself. What do you like? What is your name? What are your hobbies? We'll look at that to see how we can actually incorporate your interests in this course and in your life. I also want to hear about what sustainability means to you. Be honest. If it's, I just learned about this word and I'm kind of getting my feet wet, that's fine. We're going to make sure that you understand more at the end. And after we really start getting the discussion, I really want you to look at how this class really scaffolds on top of each other. So when we look at this discussion, it's going to start getting us talking about what sustainability is and what that means to you. I also want you to look at that little paper that we've got due this week that says, what does this mean? So you can really start to look in depth at what sustainability means. And that's going to scaffold into that big project of yours that we're going to be talking about all term. It's worth a lot of your grades. So you really got to focus on it. But look at that project and see how you can break it down and see how we can be building over these next 8 weeks, not only a greater understanding of sustainability and its importance in your life, but also how we can start learning and growing together to maybe do some little things. And I also want you to start talking about little things you can do this week. Turn off the lights at night to save some energy. Turn down that thermostat when you're blaring that air conditioner, or if you're someplace where it's really cold, turning up the heat. Recycle something, maybe carpool, take a bus rather than take a car, or you could walk or bike somewhere. But look at little things that you can do every single day, because when you really start making those little changes in your life, you're going to see that it makes a real big difference in this world. Now, I hope you like this little introduction. I'm going to try to mix up the background of my scenes a little bit so you're not just stuck looking at the corner of my fridge. But I hope that you're really going to enjoy this course and learn a lot from it. And also make sure, remember, always reach out if you have anything. I'm here to help not only you, but the environment as well. Thank you.